So another big conflict has popped up over the break. Again, it's not like a world war. It's an exciting war, but I don't know if it's going to be balanced on both sides. But let's go ahead and review over all of the conflicts and wars that are occurring in the world. And this new one, I have to say, is very exciting, but I'm going to talk about that in about 30 seconds. Let me review over the conflicts that are going on so far. I did press the campaign by about 5 turns because we've got to get a little bit faster here. I'd like to end the campaign around video 50, but obviously I don't want to end it before turn 500. So yes, we still have the Congo. They're going to eliminate Medina, so Arabia will be destroyed. We obviously still have the Persian Mughal conflict. I just totally blanked for a second there. Yeah, so the Persian-Mughal conflict has been getting pretty interesting. Obviously, the Mughals lost their capital, which is not good, but the Persians lost this city. Much worse for the Mughals because they lost their capital, and actually it was a pretty big city. Oh, wait a second. We weren't... This wasn't their capital before, I'm pretty sure. Not. Yeah, no, this was definitely it. I remember, yeah, no, this was definitely it. However, they had a lot of population, too. This is a pretty big city as well, 26 population. So we'll see what happens, but this is pretty back and forth, somewhat even, but it seems like the Persians are gonna start to run away with it. Okay, so now let's check over on America. The fall of the American Empire, obviously Washington has already lost his capital. He lost New York and the former Iroquois city quite a long time ago, and Boston and the Chichen Itza are about to be taken right now. So the Inca also declared war on America. So I'm guessing the Caribbean cities will probably fall. I'm thinking to this Native American tribe to the south. I don't know what's going to happen to the Central American cities that Washington controls. But yeah, America will probably stay in the game, even though even Philadelphia is possibly going to fall even too. But let's not forget about the colonies that Washington has out this way. Even though Atlanta is under attack, or it was under attack, they're going to be okay. I think they're going to be okay. Chicago, yeah, they've got Seattle and St. Louis. I don't think that the Inca will be able to destroy every single American. Oh yeah, and Portland will be safe. So yeah. Anyways, the fall of the American Empire. Finally, the new conflicts. Yes, the sleeping giant has finally awoken, and Catherine has decided to invade Poland. So I don't have the notification because to get to turn 5. I just left it running for a little bit, but I realized that there was a war going on because of the pillaged tiles. I'm guessing this war has probably only gone on for about a turn or two. So we're about to find out the results of this one. This is big because we finally have Poland, my big dark horse choice. I thought Poland was going to be the dark horse here. I thought they were going to be the ones to take over Greece and accumulate power here in Eastern Europe. But I don't know if that's going to happen anymore because Russia looks very strong. They do have their Cossacks, which actually could hurt Russia because Cossack, yeah, they're unique units. They're okay, but you know, horseman units just aren't that good for the most part. Let's see what Catherine decides to do in this place here. Obviously, so she did drop off a few paratroopers, so I'm guessing she's going to have a few more. Okay, so she moved in a few mobile SAMs. We've got Mongolia versus the Shoshone. Okay, that's kind of an interesting one. Also, another big thing that I saw is the mass migration of, what was it, Ethiopian settlers. Look at this. All throughout Babylon territory. We've got 3 settlers heading up north. So, oh yeah, and then bam, just like that, a Caribbean... Oh, actually, no, this is the Central American city. Okay, I see. Well, that won't be the last one that will fall. We'll see a few more. Man, America is just not doing so well. He is trying to run out with another settler, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to survive and make it. I don't know if Argentina is also at war. I think they might be. Ethiopia versus the Shoshone. That would explain why Argentina is sending all these troops through Incan lands. I don't know how these two South American civs are so friendly with each other. It's so crazy. I had no idea that they'd remain this close, but maybe they have I don't know, like a shared mutual hatred towards Brazil and Chile. But I don't know. Also, something that's kind of starting to get very interesting. Oh, another thing that happened over the break was that Byzantium was destroyed over in Ireland. So now we do have a British Empire that has complete control over Ireland, the British Isles, and Iceland. But this is what's going to be interesting. I'm going to make this prediction right now because the Sioux are going to eliminate Washington very soon. And the Sioux have about, look at atomic bomb here, a few bombers, triplanes, great war bombers. Right after this war, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sioux decided to go after Queen Victoria. And not necessarily because of the Iceland city. I'm sure they don't care about the Iceland city, but they want Quebec City and St. John, which is going to pull them down to probably invading the city in Iceland. So there could be a really interesting war in the North Sea at some point between the British and the Native American Sioux from North America. Man, this campaign is getting crazier and crazier. As of after that, though, I don't think there's anything else. Rome settled this city. I don't know when they settled, but pretty early because it's only at 2 population. So, or pretty not too long ago, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then we have the invasion from Rome to attack Barcelona. Pretty smart choice for Rome, since Rome is already invested in North Africa. It's probably, I think, a good idea, or maybe not a good idea, but they could definitely benefit from this, as well as actually it would help out tremendously since they'd have a pathway to support this former Byzantine city. So yeah, that would be big. I wonder why everyone's declaring war on the Shoshone. I mean, I know that they're weak and stuff, but what do they do? Maybe they denounced the wrong person, or maybe the wrong person denounced them. That's more like it. Okay, so obviously the Persians go first. Then we'll see the Mughal retaliation. But like I said, it's not looking... Ooh, we've got Australia. Ooh. So that was actually the Chinook declaring war on Australia, which is not a good idea because the Chinook have 2 colonies out this way. Everyone's still at war with Australia. Maybe that's why the AI made that poor choice. But obviously... That's kind of a bad. That's going to be pretty bad. So there's going to kind of be a very kind of a civil war going on. Well, not technically a civil war, but kind of. I mean, you're going to see Australia split in half between the Ethiopians and the Australians themselves, and then we'll see what happens to Portland and this Argentinian city. I'd imagine that more likely the Argentinian city will be eliminated at some point. I don't know what will happen to Portland. But yes. Yeah, so everyone's still at war with Australia. There hasn't been really too many peace deals at all. And boom, Boston has fallen. So we have how many cities left for Washington, at least in North America? 5 cities left. That is it. Philadelphia, technically not a part of North America, but they might be able to hold on to this. It depends. It depends on how bad the Inca want these cities. And this is going to bring a whole new border, a whole new, very big, tense border between the Inca and the Sioux. Within probably the next video, we will see this. We'll see some border conflict for the first time. And this will be the first time that the Sioux really have to worry about a major force. Thing about the Sioux, well, actually, I was going to say that the thing about the Sioux is that they don't have the best fleet. Ooh. 2 people declared war on the Iroquois. Actually, the Iroquois are not even close to... Has been captured by Japan. What city has been captured by Japan? Something from the Japanese. The Japanese took... An Australian city has been captured by Japan. Oh, up north. That's right. In Siberia. Yeah, that's right. So we'll see if this other one falls. I think it looks like California is also involved in this war, but yeah, that's a smart pickup for Japan. Man, this video is really starting to get very crazy. Let's go ahead and check on the Polish retaliation. What's going on here? So this war just started up, so it's not like super insane like some of the other wars, like the wars in the Middle East between the Persians and the Mughals. That's kind of very intense right now. Obviously, the fall of Washington is a really big deal as well. Poland, you better start stacking your troops. Here's the problem with Poland. This is why I don't think he has a chance, is because Russia's got infantry. And we still see Poland with riflemen, which they haven't upgraded. They might start to upgrade, but even when they upgrade, they're only going to go to Great War Infantry, and that's not going to help out that much. The best case scenario right now for Poland would be that they lose like 2 or 3 cities, but they end up destroying enough units from Russia that Novgorod gets involved. That's, I think, entirely possible. We might see something like that happen. But even Novgorod themselves not really ready to take on someone like Russia. And we'll also have to see if this kind of begins to get Russia involved in the game a little bit more. Maybe Russia will then go after Byzantium or somebody else. Maybe they'll start attacking Babylon. Weaker enemies. Okay, so Medina still has not fallen, which might be because there's no melee unit here that the Congo have. Well, there's a paratrooper. So the paratrooper might get over there. Okay, so what was I doing? The Iroquois have nothing close to the Shoshone, so that doesn't mean anything. And yeah, the Mongols won't be able to do anything either against the Iroquois. So yeah, that doesn't mean anything. The Inca are probably benefiting greatly from their massive air force. Obviously, being able to attack these Caribbean cities with an air force is really helpful. Okay, so the Sioux, I think, will be able to take over. No, Sioux won't be able to take over this just yet, unless they have a. Oh my gosh, the Sioux have atomic bombs. Actually, we knew that because this city has technically an atomic bomb. Oh no, they didn't. They used to. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, they've got 3 atomic bombs. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the Sioux are getting ready for a nuclear war against Queen Victoria. I think that's what. I think that might be happening very soon. I'm sure they're not happy with the British landing here in kind of modern day Canadian lands. Chinook and Portugal. Okay. There's a peace deal. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Chinook and Portugal. No, that doesn't make any sense. That's Texas. Chinook. Why did I think that? Anyways, yeah, I get confused with all the modded symbols. Obviously, I get confused by a lot of different things. You guys already know that. Okay, so I do want to see what is going to happen here. They're bringing over a lot. See, this is very, very smart AI. Very, very smart AI here with bringing in air units to help support some of this, some of their privateers, their frigates. This is a pretty good composition, a pretty good fleet composition right now. If they do decide to attack St. Louis, which I don't know if they are, they might be trying to attack Australia or something. Once again, Atlanta is under attack. This frigate can't attack over the forest tiles, though, I don't think. But yeah, the Great War Bombers are probably doing enough damage. Dang. Okay, so Australia's not messing around. I think they've really grown in power as of the last like 10 or 20 turns, because so many people have declared war in Australia. I think Henry Parker was I don't know. Probably started to build up his military. Probably started realizing, wait a second, I've got to guard my coast. This is the exact same thing that we saw, and I did notice the wars that did just pop up. Persia and Byzantium. Nope, nothing can happen there unless Persia has open borders with Babylon, then maybe. And yeah, Texas and Byzantium, that doesn't mean anything either. This is the exact same thing that we saw last time when we saw a very powerful Australia in the it was I think the last world battle that I did, last AI only world battle. It was like Australia was doing, kind of okay, whatever. Then people started to declare war on him, and because of obviously the location that Australia starts in, he was kind of safe. He's kept safe for quite a long time since he started off in his own continent. So that gives him enough time to really rebuild a lot of troops. So we might see kind of a revived Australia or a great power Australia rise out of the ashes, or not really, because he was never a part of I don't think he was ever really there. I don't think he was ever considered a great power. But this is exactly what we saw previously. So we might see the same thing happen in this AI only battle. Although in that last one, Kimberley wasn't involved, and I know that Kimberley probably slowed down the progress of Australia, even though Kimberley has been destroyed now. Ethiopia, maybe getting ready to launch their own invasion against his rivals out into the eastern part of that continent. Medina is still surviving, just barely. We also have Persian settlers moving in through here. So I imagine that Ethiopia wants to make their territory a little bit bigger. Persia is also invested in Central Asia. Okay, boom. So Chichen Itza has fallen. And now it is going to be a race to take over Florida. The Inca are also having trouble with melee units. Although they have 2 ironclads, so that probably won't take very long. And I do want to see how the Mongols are going to stop the Persians. Well, they're not. Never mind. No, they're totally not going to be able to stop the Persians. The Persians still have lots of reinforcements back this way. This is still going to be a very bloody war. I wonder if Siam would join in, or maybe consider joining in at all. Who's this? Champ of Adopted Order. Okay. Also, someone brought up a good topic in the comment section below a few videos ago. World ideology is autocracy. That's good. I mean, that's not good, but that's big. That's a big change. So obviously, all of the order and maybe freedom nations, I think there might be only 1 or 2 freedom nations at this point, are probably going to be going through revolution. They could be seeing civil resistance. Civil resistance or dissidence. Which is all very impactful. Okay, let's see what the Persians do. Can the Persians take over that city? And, you know, the Mongols might be able to take that over briefly, but yeah, that won't last. And now Persia's able to do whatever they want. Boom, just like that, Russia's built the Manhattan Project. Obviously, she's going to have tons of resources of uranium. We've got the Congo also trying to move up. Oh my gosh, lots of settling. So yeah, everyone's attacking Central America right now. This is also pretty interesting, which the Sioux have not settled yet. But if they do decide to at some point, maybe right now they're still trying to deal with all their unhappiness that they're kind of taking from taking over all of those American cities. But I think they'll eventually settle here, which means they're there. I mean, we're going to see the Sioux invade Europe. If Europe is not ready, the Sioux, very powerful, will begin to dominate. They need Inca. You got to get the ironclads are coming. Okay, so this city's going to fall soon. I'm guessing there's going to be an interesting border. I think the Inca will take the Caribbean cities, and Florida will be taken by the Sioux. And then there we go. There's our first. We're going to have 3 great powers all next to each other in the New World. Argentina, the Inca, and the Sioux. So we'll see if maybe the Sioux and Argentina work together to take down the Inca. Even though right now they have a pretty good relationship. They all have a pretty good relationship between each other. Yeah, late game settling. Everyone is still throwing down cities. And that's right. Let's not forget about the Mongolian invasion of the Mongol Empire as well. Geez, these units are so huge. It's crazy. Yeah, so this is going to be a big moment for the Mongolians. Certainly a pretty huge moment for the Mongolians. Oh, man, I can't wait to see what the settling is going to look like. Okay, so we've got Chile and Texas versus Brazil. Is there any border? There's no immediate border, but Chile has a few naval units, but that is not going to matter. They're going to have to either get open borders with Argentina or move around this way. And yep, just like we thought, the first Chinook city was taken by Australia, and now we'll see the final Australian colony that the Chinook control be taken over and eaten up here. So this is a big move for Australia. This is very big. This is good for them. They definitely needed this. Yeah, remember that the Indonesians are still technically at war. If the Australians can just survive this coalition, then they're going to come off pretty powerful. I'm not sure if America ever declared war on Australia. I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen, except the vice versa of that scenario, because Australia probably is noticing how weak Washington is looking. So I'm thinking that might definitely happen at some point. Yeah, that might definitely happen. I just wanted to check if Indonesia has had any atomic bombs. I am kind of trying to look for that a little bit more. Okay, let's check what happened with Russia and Poland. Poland's holding back Russia right now, although, I mean, this is when things are really going to get messy, whenever these reinforcements arrive on the Polish front. And also, will we see Greece kind of come involved? Because they do have Rotterdam. If they can connect Rotterdam and Vienna through the capture of Berlin, which is obviously a big city with 23 population, I mean, that would be a big step forward for Greece, even though I don't know if it's going to save them. Rome, what's going on, man? You know, I don't know if Rome is at war with... I don't know if it's Rome that's at war with Spain. It could be just Greece, which would mean that Greece is distracted, and they're probably not as focused on the northern war between Russia and Poland. And boom, so the Congo did take over Medina, which means that Arabia has been eliminated. We're approaching turn 400, so we're going to get a little bit more stats. I did check the demographics over the break. It's pretty much a complete divide between the Congo and the Sioux. However, things are starting to change quickly as the Sioux gain more and more cities out this way. And the Sioux are becoming less vulnerable with every turn. They're becoming less, and every war. The Congo are still very vulnerable, being sandwiched in between the Ashanti and the Ethiopians. So it's starting to look like the Sioux are running away with the victory here. But, you know, we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen in the New World? Who knows what's going to happen now that Russia has finally decided to go to war with somebody? And we have the Mongolians that are only going to continue to grow in strength. So all of this could definitely change. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if a new second or third power rises up over the course of the next 100 turns. I think that's very likely. Okay, so here come the Australians. Excuse me. Here come the Australians coming in after Wisco. So Australia is going to be looking pretty good. Is Japan attacking the final city? Is California attacking Japan? I actually don't know about that, but the Chinook are certainly going after this Australian city. Which, I mean, this is not like they're losing much from that at all. This, you know, it's 3 population city. California, man. California, the fact that they're still kicking. Oh my gosh, look at all of the Chinookan ships that have mobilized here. Now, keep in mind, these are all unique units. These are all unique workboats, pretty much. These will not do any damage, I don't think. So, just something to keep in mind. This Navy is not as strong as maybe we're thinking. Although I am surprised that the Chinook haven't decided to declare war in the south and go after the Shoshone. Eating up, you know, 2 of these Shoshone cities, maybe even 3, go after Baja California. I mean, that would be good. That'd be good for them. I mean, why not? Oh, this is Texas here, so that would, their colors are similar, but even Texas should do something. Texas has been very quiet, even though they're starting to get infantry. It might be a good idea for them to wait. Okay, so let me see what Russia does. Is Russia going to start to mobilize now? It does take the AI, usually at this part in the game, sometimes a few turns to get going. So I think that they're still getting going. I think they're still, yeah, getting ready to get going because they haven't just dived forward and attacking Poland just yet. Poland does have their winged hussars. Now, keep in mind Poland's unique ability. Poland has extra social policies, I think, every era, which means that they got to invest in, at least at this point in the game, at least another 5 or 6 social policies. So, you know, who knows? I mean, that's a whole branch of honor they could have gone down, or that's a whole, you know, extra probably 2 or 3 tenants at this point from if they're autocratic. I'm not sure. Like I said, I still can't check if what ideologies which civs are. Okay, so maybe Russia's going to start into it now. It looks like that might be the case. As well as someone else to keep in mind is anybody from the north. Denmark, maybe even Norway, Novgorod, or Sweden. I mean, Hamburg is a coastal city along the Baltic Sea. Okay, so people were still declaring war on Denmark. But yeah, so Hamburg could be maybe the target of a few empires to the north, possibly. Man, Queen Victoria is not at all ready if the Sioux decide to declare war, which I wouldn't be surprised. The thing is, oh, that's interesting. Sweden declaring war on Portugal. Huh, that's, wow, why? Why would they do that? I don't know. Any atomic bombs in a few bombers in Africa, but I don't see any atomic bombs, not from the Ashanti. Now, that's when Africa's going to get really dicey. When, oh my gosh, look at all the Congo. Look at the Congo moving through Ethiopian territory. We've got Indonesia also declaring war on Denmark. Okay, so the Congo, I think the Congo are going to do something. Actually, we don't know. The Congo could have been just moving this massive force to bring in reinforcements against Arabia, but we need to kind of keep an eye on this in the next turn. If they continue to move forward, then they could be going to war with Persia, maybe Babylon. I mean, this is the first time that the Congo now border people like Persia. Ooh, Great Britain now going after Portugal. Interesting. So maybe we'll see Rome join in. The Congo now have a much bigger border with Babylon and Persia. So, yeah, I mean, that could mean a few different things. So we'll have to see if they continue to mobilize. But anyways, guys, I'm going to have to stop right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the series. I'm still very much enjoying the series. I think this was a very exciting episode. Lots and lots of things are happening. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.